Desire for material things is endless. Man is never satisfied completely and pursues one goal after another. There's something else he seeks. There's something else he seeks in the Lord, who alone can grant lasting joy. So that's something else which you are seeking. The desire comes for a new hat or a new automobile, whatever it is. And you'll get it. But that something else you are seeking is not the hat. It is not the automobile. It is not the house. It is not a new wife, as the gentleman thought he had to have. It is the presence of God within. As Brother Lawrence so wonderfully speaks. That's the something else they need. It is not known, as I have said, through following outward consciousness. It is simply known, or known easily, by regular meditation every day, giving a little time to Him who gives us everything. The Master used to say, surely God is worth 1 hour out of the 24. Will we give Him that time? I know some of you do here. Those of you who don't, give Him that time. Then you will be able to smile under all adverse conditions. Now, living in outward consciousness through the impact of desires upon us confines us to the 3 lower centers of the spine. These 3 lower centers here. Well, most people live there, in outward consciousness. And with that comes lack of fulfillment. Because in this material existence, there is no satisfaction. I mean permanent satisfaction, of which I spoke in the beginning. There is no fulfillment, no permanent satisfaction, because permanent satisfaction is natural to the soul, not in outward living. But when, by meditation and following the techniques of yoga, science of yoga, the right technique, you elevate the frequency of your consciousness. So instead of vibrating in the lower 3 centers of the spine, it vibrates in the upper centers of the spine from the heart center up to the supreme center in the brain. Then you will live in an entirely different consciousness. And what will that consciousness be? Soul consciousness. And souls, remember, are rays of God. And then your state of consciousness will be entirely different. It will not be attached to this outward living with its insufficiency and lack of fulfillment. But it will be attached to the soul or the presence of God within. And whatever comes, no one will be able to shake you from that realization that you are one with God. And so you see, by following the practice of yoga, which means union with God, that's all, by following this ancient science handed down from India ages ago, by following that, you will know the presence of God within. Having that, you will be permanently happy. Being permanently happy, no one can eradicate the smile of wisdom of your soul. That's the way to be able to smile all the time, is to go to the fountainhead, whereby you'll be able to know your oneness with God and know there's no separation between you and His great love. And by simple affection, God will flow through you. God who has made billions of universes. Billions. We worry about Him taking care of us. We try to interfere with Him. We can do nothing. Not make one cell of the body, as Jesus said. But when He allows us to realize our oneness with Him through the affection we have for Him, then life is entirely different. We realize God alone is. Nothing else. That's why all the saints in the end say, God alone. God alone is the one reality. And so, under these conditions, no trouble or undesirable circumstance can shake that peace of the soul. That's what the world needs. That's what each one of us needs. Nothing else. I have another reference from the autobiography, in which Master so wonderfully points these things out. He says, Human life is beset with sorrow until we know how to tune in with the divine will, whose right course is often baffling to the egotistic intelligence. It cannot know God through the intellect. That's why it's baffling. Then he goes on to say, God bears the burden of the cosmos, billions of universe. He alone can give us unerring counsel. And so you see how wonderfully the Master points out a simple truth. We should more depend on God. The more we depend on ourselves, the more we mess things up. But if we just depend on God and do our best, He who runs universes can run us. I remember one thing God is the sole doer. Master used to tell me in the last war, when Hitler was about to attack England. If he had kept on, he could have finished England off. No question about it. Master said to me, who put the thought in Hitler's brain to attack Russia? And later he told about how other two, the Allies in England were the tiger, the lion and the tiger, and the fox came. And after the lion and the tiger had beaten each other up and were reduced to impotency, then the fox came in and took the sword. That's just what happened. But the point is God is the doer.